Juliet White. She is filing as a head of household. Oops, missed the head. My daughter, Sabrina. Okay, Julie's mother watches Sabrina evening, no charge. Okay, so Juliet was born on Halloween. Sabrina was born on not Halloween. We have the following expenses. Okay. Well, pull out the forms. First thing we need is a tried and true template. Something's wrong here. I think this is too bright or something. Maybe it's not bright enough. It's a little fuzzy to me, but yeah. Okay, so let's go here. So she is head of household. And that's going to make a difference as far as your tax table and all that stuff too. All right. Okay. Okay, so dependents. Okay. Down here. I think she had any interest or anything, no investments. Okay. They don't give us any information on the itemized deduction, so I'm assuming that she's gonna take the standard deduction. Yeah, so that'll be is it 18 something? I think the standard deduction, I think it's 18,350. I'm doubting myself. $18,350. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is our taxable income. Go to our handy dandy table. Okay, now remember she is. Let's see that. Let's do she's had a household, so there's gonna be one here on the, you know. All right, 11,152. 1,150, 1,000. No, 150. Okay. Yep. Okay, so this will be our taxes for the year. And you can't see that. I'm sorry. And this is from the table. Where we're going to have one today that where we can't use the table. So the table only goes up to 100,000. I think. Yeah. We're going to do one today that doesn't have the table. Okay. Okay, so tax table anymore. let's go to page, second page of it, which is in do the 118. Bring that down. Sorry, 1,100. Okay. Child tax credit. This one is actually a kind of a complex one. And here's why. The normal child tax credit is $2,000. However, that's more than the tax bill. And so we have some hoops to jump through here. Okay, first thing we're going to do. So we'll get to this in a minute. Actually, a few minutes. Pull up this one, the education credits. A863. Okay, now for this one, you remember that we have two of them, the American Refund American Opportunity Credit, which is basically the HOPE. They call it the HOPE credit. And this one is the Lifetime Learning credit. And so this will be similar to pages 1 of the, this goes to this one from Chapter 2 handout from not last week, 2 weeks ago, way back when. Okay, so these are the two. This one's the better one, the HOPE credit. The one down here is less, but it's still good that you get some back anyways. All right, so this one they have a lot more hoops to jump through. Down here, there's much fewer hoops to jump through. Okay, so let's go back to Juliet. Okay, so she's taking, so she's taking 3 units this semester. Full time is 9 units. For the HOPE credit, which I misplaced now. No, I didn't. Right here. The HOPE credit. Okay, there must be at least half time. She's taking 3, and full time is 9. So she cannot take the HOPE credit. She's not taking enough hours. It'd be at least half time to take the HOPE credit. Now, all is not lost. This down here still applies. You get up to 20% of her money refunded. So coming over here, she pays something, 5. And she's taking general classes. She's not sure what degree she wants, but apparently these are, I don't assume those are for credit. I assume they're not like pottery classes or something like that, because it looks like general classes, what I would think would be things like general studies. So the whole 775 qualifies. Now you only get 20% of it. So let's jump to our, where is it? There we go. So let's go to our education credits. Okay, the Refundable American Opportunity Credit, this is the Hope credit, and she is not qualified for that. Is qualified for this down here. Now, there's another part to this thing, which is we're not going to do it, but I'll show you. Fine. There's a whole page here on how you the second page here of what this you know, and this is basically to see if you qualify for the Hope credit, which she doesn't. You know, she's knocked out by this. She's not at least. Where are we at? Well, anyway, if you look at this, only line 31 applies to lifetime learning. So there's really, I mean, you know, we could go through all this, but it's not going to apply to her. Here. So the only thing they're going to have is for lifetime credit is so this is you can fill it out. There's nothing wrong with filling it out. The name of the institution. Reno Community College. Okay, so anyway, you know, this probably isn't that big of a deal. So this is the one where we're not really going to qualified expenses. No, 775, right? Oops. So this last line is basically what we're going to use over here. All right. So this is not, we can't do this one. 9 is okay, so this is where the 775 go. These are all the expenses. And then they have a worksheet if you want to go through them, but basically anything that's applied to a degree that is going to further your development, and if they're for credit classes, generally they're applicable to a degree, they're fine. And to the smaller of line 10 or $10,000. So it maxes out at 10,000, but we're not even near that, so it's 775. multiply line 11 by 15%. Mark, you can't read. Not 15%, it's 20%. All right, what do you do with it? Let's try that again. Okay, 775. 155. Okay, enter 136,000 if married filing jointly, 68,000 if single, head of household or qualifying widower. Enter the amount from form 1040, line 8B. Let's see what I did with it. 1040, 8B. $29,502. I should keep that so it's handy. Okay, subtract line 14 from line 13. Enter 20,000 if married filing jointly, 10,000 if single or head of household. Okay. If line 15 is equal to or more than line 16, it's more than line 16, enter 1. Line 17. Multiply. Line 17 and then 12, 155. And that's it for that one. Oops. Let's use 20%. Okay, now we need Schedule 3. Schedule 3. Non-refundable credits. Okay, and which is this is again, this is the Hope credit, 20% of it's refundable. This one is non-refundable. Yeah, you want to try to qualify for this one. But again, if you don't, this one's not bad either. All right, so we are going to enter this as educational credits. Lost my sheet. Oh, I didn't. Oh, there it is. Line 19. Okay. So line 19 is 155. Uh, 155 comes down here. Now it says to add these on to line 13B. We're gonna not do that right now because we have some more paperwork before we do that. Yeah. You have to do the this gets added into line 13B. We have to do 13A first. We can't just put it on 13B because yeah, it'll be added together. So we have to do 13A. And then we'll get back to okay. So let's see here. We need this one is, if you look at this, there's a big form. So open up the child tax credit, another dependent worksheet. There's a whole, I think there's 14 pages in it, but we want to go to page 6. So the child tax credit and other dependent worksheet. All pages. Yeah, we're gonna do pages 6 and 7. So anyway, so page 6. Enter number of qualifying children. Other dependents. Yeah, line 1 and 2. Or enter the amount from 1040 8B. 8B is the same one that we used before. 8B is the 29. Three exclusions from Puerto Rico. Doesn't like she has any income from Puerto Rico or the loads are. All right, add $405. Okay. The seventh line before the filing status is 200,000. So married filing jointly. This, remember, this gets phased out at 400,000 for married filing jointly and 200,000 for everybody else. So he's head of household, so it would be phased out at 200,000, which is the amount in line 6 more than the amount in line 7? No. Leave line 8 blank. Enter 0 in line 9. So this would be reducing the amount of. The weird thing here is this is shown differently. What am I doing? Pointing something you guys can't see. This is different than this way it's shown in the book. In the book, it said it's $50 for every $1,000, but round off to a whole number. But this looks like it could be variable. Oh, no, that's right. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Okay. They rounded up. Okay. Very good. All right. So the is the amount on line 3 more the amount on line 9? Yes. Subtract 9 from 3, 2,000 minus 0 is 2,000. All right, go to page 2. Okay. Enter the amount from form 1040, line 12B. So that's going to be our taxes. For our tax, I should say. on this and these child tax credit things, this has to do with the refundability. They're only refundable up to the amount of the taxes. And one of the things that they adjust for is the educational credits. So Schedule 3, line, I think this is line 3. I think it is Schedule 3. So Schedule 3, line 3. Hey, I didn't put her name on it. All right, 155. So Schedule 3, line 3. And so here's what it's saying. Look, these are your taxes, but you already have this one credit that's coming off. So really, subtract that. This is what you are on the hook for after the educational credit. Are you claiming mortgage interest credit, adoption credit, resident District of Columbia first-time home buyer credit? I don't think so. Is the amount on line 10 of this worksheet more than the amount on line 15? Okay. With it. Something's all over here. Here it is. All right, line 10 is 2,000. Line 15 is 19. So the amount of line 10 more than line 15, yes. And the amount from line 15. So that is what is going to go on our 1040, line 13. So now, so here's what really has happened. This is what she owes in taxes. The refund for this credit could be up to $1,400, but it can only be as much as she owes. Now, she already has a credit of $155 for the education, so that's why this is pages is lost. That's why this is $963. So this is gonna be $963. and Schedule 3, line 7 and 13 AHR. So Schedule 3, line 7, 55. So 963 plus that, it should come out to be exactly that. In other words, her taxes are paid at that point. She won't get a refund for that part, but her taxes will be paid. So let's see. 963 plus 155. Subtract line 13B, 12, 0, that's 0. Self-employment taxes, non-existent, so 0. Federal income tax withheld. So basically the education credit and the child tax credit have wiped out her tax bill. But she still paid in from her W-2s. She paid in $1,007. So she's going to get that back. Well, the thing is, it seems like it's off a little bit. I don't know what it is. Strange. Oh, this is as good as it's going to get. Could be my screen too. Lousy computer screen. Okay, well, we're not out of the woods yet because she is probably going to have some earned income credit and also additional child tax credit. So again, this one is kind of complex, and a lot of things kick in on this one that don't always kick in. But so let's take a look here. We want to go to the earned income credit. So the earned income credit. All right. Child's name. Sabrina. Yep. Sabrina. Social Security number. Look how much space I give it the Social Security number. Little tiny lines for them. All right, so this is Social Security number is 412. And child's year of birth was 2013. So she is under, she's 16 or under, so 7 years old or 6 years old. So was child under the age 24? Yes. Daughter. The child at home, assume the whole year, 12 months. Okay, so this is the child, one child you're claiming credit for. Now, this is that kind of wacky one that is not fun. Well, it's a little fun, I guess. But so earned income tax credit, are they related to them? Again, usually it's one out, but and then the person claiming, okay. So here's the table. This is just from the chapter 2 handout. Okay, this is going to get a little bit messy. So, well, first of all, let's go ahead and highlight the column we're going to use. So this is it. There's one child. Okay. So one child, so this is the maximum EAC. This is for her. All right. Well, let's take a look here and go through the calculations. Blank sheet. Okay, so her earned income is basically the $29,502. Okay, so now you'll notice something here. And that is that the phase out starts at 19,000, goes to 41. So she is actually in the middle of the phase right? So, here's the income. And the phase out is between 19,030 and 41,094. And so she's in the middle of it. So this amount is going to be not allowed. Anything over this would be allowed. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is figure out how much into this thing is, and then compare it to the entire span here. So let's see, the entire span here is just the difference between those two. So 19, do the smart way, 41. 41,094 minus 19,030 So the difference between these two is 22,064. So what we're going to do is figure out how far into this sheet is. This amount will be not allowed. This amount will be allowed. So what we're going to do is figure this one out, figure how much we have to take off, and then we're going to subtract it from this. It gets phased out at 15.98%. So whatever we calculate here, the difference here between these two, we'll multiply that by the 15.98%. Okay, so $29,502 minus 19,030 is some number. So the difference here is 10,472. That gets phased out at 15.90%. Equals 1673. Oops. So this is, the difference between these two. So she surpassed $19,030 by 10,000. So this amount is not allowed. It gets phased out at 15. And notice, this is still a pretty good deal because it goes on at 34%, but it gets phased out at a lower rate. So they take less away from you as it phases out, which is good. Okay, so this will be the not allowed amount. Or phased out amount is a better way of putting it. Okay, so the maximum EIC, oops, earned income credit is 3526. minus the phase out for not allowed. Uh, 1673. Sorry, minus 1673. So this is the earned income credit. All right. So the earned income credit is going to add it in here. Additional child tax credit. And you will be happy to learn, this I believe is our last one. So 881.2. All right. Last one. Additional child tax credit. Oops. All right. Child tax credit. Line 10. Uh, I had the wrong form. It was different before. That's the problem right there. This is a newer form. They were the same. Let me take a look. I think it's the line number is different. This will be the 963. Subtract line 2 from line 1. This is the original child tax credit. So it's 1037. So the 1037 still left in it. Enter number of qualifying, so it would be 1400. Enter the smaller of line 3 or 4. Earned income, that was that 29,502. No combat pay. Is the amount line 6A more than 2,500? Yes. Subtract 29,500 from it. Okay. Multiply the amount on line 7 by 15%. That's where that 15% was. Okay, so line 7, that's 15%. Boom, boom, boom. On line 4 is the amount 4,200 or more. No. If line 8 is the 0 stopping, it's not here. Yeah, otherwise, skip to part 2 and enter the smaller of line 5 or line 8 on 15. Okay. So part 2, line 15. The smaller amount of I highlighted the wrong thing. Ignore this. Ignore that one. Enter the smaller of line 5 or line 8. 5 or 8. 5 is the lower. So what really has happened here, if you think about it, is this has given Juliet the rest of that $2,000 earned income, excuse me, child tax credit. She only got $963 of it, so this bumped it up to $1,037. That $150, $155 that was taken out. So the $155 that was taken out is actually a good thing because that bumped that other number up by $155. So this will be additional money that she will get back. All right, so add lines. So we have those up. $17 and $18. If 19 is more than line 16, okay, so now here's why this is actually fairly important is, all these child tax credits, or basically all these are, that's not, this is based on, if you have a qualifying child, this is the additional credit. If you lost some of your credit up here, you can get it back down below here. And this is a perfect example of that entire, if you add these two together, that's the entire 2,000 credit. Normally she would have lost it. So even though she paid in 1,118, no, she didn't. She paid in 1,007. She's going to get back 3,897. So she's going to make, this extra $2,890 is actually additional money that will be given back to her. And again, it's more than she paid. So sometimes you have people that say, "Oh, I'm not going to file my tax. I don't even get anything back." If they didn't have a child, they need to file taxes because, again, these are, notice that she didn't pay in this $2,890, but she's going to get a check for it. Okay, so it's important that, especially if someone has a child, that they always fill out their tax form. There's a lot to that one. That one was a pretty involved one. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. This next one is a lot less, I promise you. This next one is a lot easier. So I'm going to take out problem 2. Right.
Excuse me? We can't hear you.
I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Sorry about that. Some people enjoy not hearing me, but all right. So we got texture. So they have a daughter, Erin. They live at blah blah blah. The other birthdays are as follows. Aaron 2010. Okay. They paid that W-2s. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna have to add these at some point anyway. I'm just gonna add them now. Yeah. All right. Oops. All right. Well, we'll start getting stuff for them then. Filing jointly. Dependents. Okay, wages were. I don't think any interest. I don't see any interest. All right, so I don't see anything here for itemized deduction, so I'm assuming that they're just taking the standard deduction. 20,400, 24,400. Okay, now here's the problem. We go to our handy dandy table, and the handy table only goes up to 100,000. Uh, 100,000 or over, use the tax computation worksheet. Okay, so let's use. So this is the rate schedule that we're going to be looking at. Let's get out of focus again. Okay. Now, by the way, even for taxpayers under 100,000, you can still use this table. You don't have to use this one. This is just a lot easier. Okay, so they're married filing jointly, so this is what we're going to be at. Let's do it. You'll even see better. So the first bracket is this. The second bracket is that. And the third bracket is here. Now you'll notice this goes up to 168,000. They're at 106. So they're not going to, they're going to get into this bracket, but they're not going to go out of it. So this is the last bracket they're going to need. Okay. So you can multiply each of these out and do it that way. So you can take 0 to 19,000, 19,400, multiply by 10%, and you'll get 1,940. Well, that's that. So what they're saying is, okay, if you go to this next bracket, just put 1,940 in, that'll take care of this one. And then 12% of any amount over 19,400. Right. So you can't, we can multiply those out. But if you just look over here, it says take 9,086 plus 22% of any amount over 78,950. So we're going to take 9,086 plus any amount over 78,950. Okay. Calculator. So like this is the first two brackets are that. And then the third bracket is 27,328 times 22%. So this last one, so 22%, I think over 9750. Okay. Oh, 6,012. So this is gonna be the taxes for the year. Again, can't use, well, you can't use this table. You can't use this thing. Although I bet if you took 22%, because 100,000 is in that bracket. I bet if you took 20, maybe so it's 13, 712. The amount that it's over 100,000 is 6,278. So yeah, there's a way to use this table to do it, I think. That should, I think that plus that, you know, the 712, 13,712 would come out. Let's see though. 6278 times 0.22 equals 1381. So 13,712 from 100,000, tax on 100,000, plus 1381. Here's a problem. All right, so 13,712 plus 1381. Up by $5. Pretty close though. So that's just the you know, taking up to 100,000, and notice that the 100,000 would be in the middle of that bracket. anything over 78,000 is being taxed at 22%. So anything over 100,000 is being taxed at 22%. It's up by $5. Pretty close though. Okay. Okay, so all that. Page. I know, here's some zoom into. Okay, so I'm just going to take the 15,098. It's a wrong path. Okay, and also need the form 2441. Slide for now. Okay, and you remember that there is a kind of a sliding scale as far as what is deductible, or what the credit is. I shouldn't say deductible, what the credit's going to be based on their amount of money, the earned income. And you can see they're going to be at the top of it because this phase is, after 43,000 days. So that's kind of like the whole gist of this thing here. If you're wondering what it's, it's kind of getting at. So there's that. Okay. So let's there. So they. You need the daycares. You need. Here. Okay. So Seattle daycare. Their EIN number. Okay. Spelling their name wrong. It's 5672. Yep. Okay, and the qualified expenses are going to be the 2,800. Okay, add the amounts of column C of line 2. Don't enter more than 3,000. $3,000 maximum. They don't have 3,000. They have 2,800. So we'll add 2,800. And again, even if it had been more than 3,000, if this had been 6,800, they'd still only go in that. Okay. Enter earned income. This is going to be the 130. Oh, I know what this is. Okay. Enter. Okay, so enter your earned income. So we have to separate these out, actually. Okay. Well, I guess which one do we put first? It doesn't really matter. So I'll put David first. And Lillian made 72,000. Enter the smallest of line 3, 4, or 5. Now you wonder, why are they doing this? Why are they putting these in here? Because it's possible that if they're paying somebody more than one of the spouses is making, well, then the spouse should take care of the kid. You know, they're not going to give a tax benefit when one of the parents could be taking care of the kid rather than. So if someone had, you know, if David was only making, only made $300 in a year, they say, okay, well, rather than paying daycare, they should have had David look at it. So they say the lowest of those. If you have a spouse that's not doing, it'll be 0. If the spouse is not working, you can't claim it. Okay. Enter the amount from 1048B. This is the 132 or 130,678. Enter the decimal amount below the applies line. Okay, well, these you see that at 43,000, it just gets locked at 20%. So they're way past the 43,000. So this will just be 20%. So multiply. Tax liability limit into so this will be $560. And our last form. And that's from our regular class. There is. Is missing. Here it is. Okay. So schedule 3. Oops. That was easier to read. I should leave that one out. Scratch. Child tax credit, 2,000. And by the way, if you're wondering why we don't go through that whole sheet on how much of this they can write off, there's no way that this 2,000 is going to, their tax bill is way more than 2,000. So there's no problem on that being refunded. Okay, so there you don't need that one. This one add from schedule 3 line 7, which we just did. So that's line 7. Subtract. Federal income taxes withheld. $13,553. Earned income credit, they've blown way past that. I'm going to pull it back up, but your income credit, you notice it phased out around 40,000, whatever it was. But an additional child tax credit, they already got the entire child tax credit. So these two aren't going to apply because that one's already there. And the earned income credit is for usually for people that are lower income, which they are definitely not. So, they phase out at like 40,000, whatever it is. Okay, so. It's wrong. That should be 0. Oh. The eraser deal. There it is. It gets used too much. It's hiding. All right. Okay. Subtract this amount that was overpaid. Forms. All right. The 1040. The names on there. And that's it for that. Yeah, this is the quirky part up here, because you got to keep going back to Schedule 3 for the different types of educational credits and for childcare and all that kind of stuff. It's not real clear, but here's your child tax credit, and then whatever you get from that one, then you add those two together. You think there would be a box there, but I guess they don't do it because it could have a number of things on it. And that's our last one that we do together. I'm going to send out I may send out two. I think I'm going to send out two of them for the exam. I probably won't get those out. I know they get them out till tomorrow. So on I'll and there'll be two. I think there'll be some of the ones we just did. There'll be two tax returns. And that'll be it for the quarter and semester, excuse me. And I'll still have class next Thursday, but these basically for tutoring or anything you want to go over. there's nothing planned for it. But yeah, if you have any questions on the exam too, and and when they send out these tax returns, you feel free to contact me if you're questioning, how to do something. I don't mind at all. The whole point is to learn how to do this stuff. And I think I might send out a kind of a summary sheet that will have all the different deductions and the credits and all that kind of stuff and what forms they go on. A little bit like a cheat sheet that, and kind of a basic outline of who qualifies. It won't be as detailed as what we went over, but it'll be, it kind of give you an idea. So if someone comes to you and wants to know how to do their taxes, or if you're doing taxes for people, that you kind of quickly see what they qualify for. Okay. Oop. Any questions? Long night. Taxes take a while. But so what we're gonna do, so yeah, I'll send out the returns tomorrow. And if you have any questions, you can go ahead and contact me. But that'll be it for the course. Questions? Okay. All right. Well, I will maybe see you next week. I'll be here if you have any questions. If not, great having you guys. You guys have been doing very well. This has definitely been the best tax class that I've ever taught. So anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and I'll send out those the exams by tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your night.
I will. You too.
Thank you. Have a good night.
I will. You too.
Thanks.